Okay guys, I know we're all really sick of hearing about the top 8 billion things that only 90s kids will understand. But honestly, all of those internet listicles and nostalgia posts are totally right. The 90s was inarguably the best era of classic Nickelodeon TV shows. It had everything. Super intense game shows that usually involved slime or frosting or running into a temple guard on your way to the Shrine of the Silver Monkey, zany cartoons, hilarious sitcoms, and unparalleled variety shows. If you weren't obsessed with climbing the aggro crag, you can honestly just get out right now. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and today we're going to talk about the best 90s Nick shows of all time. Number 8, Clarissa Explains It All. I'm sorry, but who didn't fantasize about Sam climbing through their window as a youth? I learned so much from Clarissa, like the fact that I wanted a cool alligator named Elvis to live in my bedroom, and how to potentially kill my brother if the need ever arose. I would also low-key still wear every single article of clothing in her wardrobe any day of the week. Clarissa was a great show for 90s kids everywhere because it opened up Nickelodeon for more live action shows and sitcoms. It was also the first show on the network that featured a female protagonist, proving that boys can like leading ladies, especially one that was so sarcastic. Number 7, Legends of the Hidden Temple. This was my absolute favorite game show to watch growing up. Purple parrots for life! If you're a blue barracuda, meet me outside after this so we can have a little chat about your priorities in life. Obviously, the introductory setup with the moat crossing, the steps of knowledge, and the temple games was super fun to watch, but the best part of the episode came when the contestants had to run through the temple in search of the missing artifact. I was never one of those kids who thought that I'd be able to do it the best and the fastest. I was super uncoordinated and unathletic, so I always gave major props to the kids who made it to the Shrine of the Silver Monkey. But now that I'm an adult, I would literally give my life to do that temple run. I've been training for the last 15 years just in case Olmec ever decides to let me run through the heart room just once. Number 6, Hey Arnold. Okay, this show is great because of how weirdly relatable every single character on the show was. Personally, I always identified as Helga's best friend Phoebe because she was smart as hell and nerdy as hell, but she was also a bad bitch who could throw down whenever her girl Helga needed her. There are too many reasons why the show is hilarious and awesome, but one of my favorite things about Hey Arnold was all the weird little songs they'd perform through the episodes, like this one.
It's all okay. Here on the subway.
Come on, that's a New York diversity at its finest. It doesn't get any realer than being stuck, terrified on a broken down subway with a bunch of smelly strangers. Number 5, Ren and Stimpy. I was barely allowed to watch this show as a kid because of all the booger jokes on the show. But don't worry, I snuck watch episodes at my grandparents' house while my parents were out of town. The first insult I ever came up with was calling this other kindergartner barf butt, and while I didn't directly rip it from a line in the show, I kind of feel like all the creative accolades for that comeback should go to the creators of Ren and Stimpy. This show was beyond gross, and as an adult, I can kind of see why my mom didn't want me to watch it. Number 4, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think we can all pinpoint the exact episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that made us sleep with the nightlight on for the next 5 years of elementary school. For me, it was this episode.
Oh my god, the dollhouse. I'm in the dollhouse.
Eesh. Watching it now gives me the heebie-jeebies. I mean, okay, the monster quality is significantly shittier with 20 years in between when the show came out and James Cameron started using CGI for literally everything, but the storylines still hold up. This show was so scary, if I watched even half an episode by myself, I'd be waking my mom up all night to check underneath my bed for the boogeyman. Number 3, Salute Your Shorts. Nothing made me laugh as hard as the Camp Anawanna's theme song when I was a little kid, probably because of this fart joke.
Camp Anawanna,
We hold you in our hearts.
and when we think about you, it makes me wanna fart.
This show is 100% why I became a camp counselor, but it had an even bigger influence on the jokes we all played at summer camp when we were campers. The show followed around a group of teenagers at Camp Anawanna and all the crazy hijinks they got up to while they were there. This show is hilarious and painfully realistic for anybody who's ever been to summer camp. Number 2, The Amanda Show. All right, court dismissed. Bring in the dancing lobsters. The Amanda Show starred Amanda Bynes in the prime of her comedy career. The sketches on the show were the perfect mix of smart and super bizarre, featuring reoccurring segments with Amanda's various personas. My personal favorite was Ask Ashley, where Amanda would answer fan mail in a super aggressive way, but I also loved this one.
This is not Titanic.
Oh, no. Last night, you no asked for Titanic. You asked for Titanic.
Titanic?
Yes, he's better.
Much better!
It would be so cool to see Amanda reprise her role as Judge Trudy, and I'm sure that now that she's getting back into acting, her other fans would love to see that too. Number 1, All That. This show is basically just SNL for children, at least a version of SNL that my parents let me watch in elementary school. I love that Kenan Thompson went on to actually star on SNL, but my real crush from the show is Danny Tamborelli. Even though Lori Beth Dimberg was arguably just as funny in the Vital Information for Your Everyday Life segment they shared, I will always love Danny for his silly antics and crazy red hair. So many great sketches and spin-offs came from this show, like the Good Burger movie starring Kenan and Kel. I'm pretty sure that to this day, if you ask any 90s kid who loves orange soda, they'll be like, Kel loves orange soda. There's so many great 90s TV shows out there, from Snick, Nick Jr., Nickelodeon, Gas, and Nick at Night. I want to know what your favorites are in the comments section, and I definitely want to know who your favorite All That cast member was. Like and subscribe to Obsev if you're a real 90s kid.